I'm back home, and we're getting this live stream started. A little discombobulated. My I can everybody hear me? Okay. I put my tripod. I hid it for myself. I put it in my bag. I didn't realize it was in my bag. So last week when I was in Florida and did that makeshift tripod, Travis, if you on here, I had my tripod in my bag. Totally forgot. Anyway, let's catch up. See who's here. Marcus is here. Russ is here. Never Broke Again is here. Captain Newbie, also Russ is here. Eat More Vegans is here. If you guys don't know, that is Al. You guys need to check out Al's. Excuse me. Do yourself a favor. Check out Al's channel. So I'm late because I put my tripod in my book bag. Didn't even realize it. I went to look in a specific. I put my tripod in a specific spot so that when I need it every single week, it is there. It wasn't there, so I'm freaking out, looking for my tripod. Yeah, I know I'm late, Travis. So yeah, Travis, last week I could have used my damn tripod, but no, I didn't know I had it. I totally forgot I brought it with me. Marcus, Blind Man Cooking. Hey, look, man, I'm waving to you, sir. How you doing this evening? Jimmy's here. Jimmy from Cup and Stuff. He's always questioning what's going in the cup. So tonight, that's what's going in the cup. I have a little bit of ginger ale, and I have a little bit of clear. And I'm gonna take a sip of this first. It's hot. Whew. And I didn't leave enough room for the clear. I'm gonna have to drink some more down. Famous people always arrive late. Not me. I'm either early or I'm late. And I'm late today, and I do apologize. Alright, Al says he's drinking some Whistle Pig. I only know of Whistle Pig. I've never actually had any of that. But you know, we do our own thing around here. Definitely going to be feeling it in a little while, or should I say, not feeling it, which is even better. All right, let's see here. Get comfortable. Kent says hello, gang. Russ says hello, all. Terry says, hey, yo, Dash, what's up, Kent? How you doing, Jimmy? Terry saying hi to Jimmy and Kent. Dash, are we taping our phone to a box again? No, but I did have an issue finding my tripod this evening, and then I mean, it's just my luck. I spent time last week taping my phone to a box because I didn't think I had my tripod. I forgot that I put my tripod in my book bag, and the book bag was right there because I used my tripod and my laptop. So, I mean, I used my phone and my laptop, which meant my daggone tripod was right there with me last week. Anyway, Dave's Racing Channel, he says, good evening, Dash. How you doing? Yes, sir, Al. Darn it, my straw has a crack in it. I think I just did that a couple moments ago. Let me use the cheat code and turn the straw upside down for right now before I get a new one. That was a sip. Yeah, I was thirsty. Travis, you know as well as I do. It's called a drink, not a sip, man. I don't do that whole sipping stuff. Left side. All right, Derwin Williams says hello from the left coast. SoCal. D-Dub's backyard barbecue in the house. Nice. Kent, that's funny. He says, Whistle Pig, Dash doesn't eat or drink pork. Yeah, it's just so funny. Let's see. There was something I had, and it was a liquor. I'm gonna have to look for it. But there's liquor, like on the bottle of the liquor, they talk about how they aged it in a barrel that the whiskey was aged in the barrel with like some ham or something. I'm gonna have to look at the bottle, see if I drank it or if it's still over there. But I was kind of torn on whether I was gonna drink it or not. But you're kind of right, Kent. It depends though. Marcus says aloha everyone. Marcus, if you don't know, Marcus is from Crimson Creek Barbecue down there in Austin. If you guys missed those videos when I went down to Austin and hung out for, I would say a couple days, it was like a week. I went down there and helped him with their charity benefit, and we had a hell of a time. Juan Alberto says Primo's Barbecue in the house from Houston, Texas. All right. Conference to Jimmy says I thought Whistle Pig was a bourbon. It is a bourbon. Uh, at least I know I've seen Whistle Pig bourbon as well. I'm not sure about a rye though. It's not rusty oak liquor. Kent, man, you always got something to say. You know what? We're gonna start this out early. I'm gonna need, hold on. Everybody else close their eyes. And for Blind Man Cooking, I'm holding up 3 fingers. And I need Kent to read between the lines. Kent's starting early. He's starting early. Alright, well. Alice says, actually, it's a rye. Well, there you go. I learn something new every day. But I didn't know it was liquor. All right. So, how is everybody doing this evening? Hopefully, everybody is doing well. I do apologize for my tardiness. JB's Twisted Barbecue. How you doing? I do apologize for my tardiness. I put my tripod away too well, and I couldn't find it. Yeah. Hate when I put stuff away where I'm supposed to know where it is. Yeah. Can't. That's okay. It's all right. You know. Since I'm starting on time, you were late. Just late. Remember? Listen. I was late. I can't take that back. It is true. Victor says, "Howdy, y'all." Marcus is still in Hawaii. That lucky dog. Yeah, He's always on a. He always has a Hawaiian state of mind. Though I know better. I know his butt's in Austin. Darnell's is on. Oh boy, here we go. You funny. Man, you know what's so funny? Last week I was a couple minutes early. This week, here I am a few moments late. And y'all, you know what? That's okay. That's okay. That's all right. That's all right. You know what? Listen. What's even funny is I usually I have an alarm set for 8:45 on Wednesday nights. Obviously, I didn't turn my alarm back on because my alarm never went off. I was actually upstairs, kind of relaxed, trying to close my eyes basically for a moment before I started the live stream, and my alarm didn't go off. And I'm looking at the time. I said, "Oh snap! It's 8:52. Let me go ahead downstairs and get set up." And then it's 8:55, and I'm like, "All right, well, let me start looking around. Where is the tripod?" I'm scrambling, like looking under stuff, turning over stuff. I'm like, "Where is it?" It's gone. I said, "You know what? Let me look at my book bag. Let me see if it's in my book bag." Sure enough, unbeknownst to me, I put my tripod in the book bag. So, Darnell, you funny. All right, Juan says I'm drinking some Bacardi mixed with orange juice and some grenadine. All right, it's like not a rum punch, but that's like a orange juice and rum. It's just like a Malibu orange juice and then a splash of grenadine. I don't know if there's a specific name for that one. Kind of like I'm thinking of like a Bay Breeze or Ocean Breeze. You know, the difference between like putting Malibu and cranberry juice and Malibu pineapple juice, Malibu and grapefruit juice. So it's one of those breezes. So it's like an Ocean Breeze, a Bay Breeze, a Sea Breeze. But you guys who are former bartenders can let me know. Malibu and Barbie. No. Malibu and orange juice is what he said. With a splash of grenadine. All right. So since it's almost 9:15 here. It's not Texan Beach, but it's fornicating near water. Yeah, you might be right. Can't. I'm surprised you can spell fornicating, actually. Um, that's that autocorrect. Big Chuck's barbecue. How you doing this evening? All right, so let's see. Tonight. Oh man, Chuck said, "How them biscuits coming?" I have not cooked anything on a smoker or a grill in I'm gonna say 2 weeks or so. I was out of town all last week, so I did cook while I was at my mother-in-law's house. She has a propane grill, but it was just lunch. I cooked a pretty big lunch. Hot dogs, hamburgers, a couple different sausage, and was it? No, actually, it wasn't hot dogs. It was sausage, hamburgers, and a couple different sausage. Excuse me, but that was just say that was light work on the propane grill. There's nothing to see there. Uh, but tonight, we are talking about the difference between cooking for hire, so being paid to cook for somebody, and cooking for your friends or your family. Because there's a big difference between those two distinctions. Rum Sunset. All right. Well, now I know. Not that I'm going to remember, but my wife, she likes Malibu and pineapple juice. So that's, again, I don't remember which one that is, but I'll just ask for it as Malibu and pineapple. She will drink Malibu and cranberry if it's available, but she prefers Malibu and pineapple. What's the drink for tonight? We're drinking out of this clear container. If you know, you know. And we got a little bit of ginger ale mixed in with it. So like I said, if you know, you know. But yeah, man. So let's see. How many of you guys? I know there's a couple of you guys who cook for hire, and there's a couple of you guys here who cook for your family and your friends. But I want to know, those of you who have done both, what differences have you encountered? Like, or what different things do you do? Because I know I was talking to someone this week, and I was talking about the differences between cooking for my catering business and getting and filming those cooks versus me just cooking. And it translated, we started having a conversation about not only cooking and filming it, but also cooking versus, cooking for hire versus cooking for family and friends. So that's kind of why or how this topic was brought up, because I was just talking about this the other day, because he was talking about doing things one way, and I'm like, no, bro, that's a waste of time, and my time is money. So I'm going to speed up the process ever so slightly to make it so that I'm not cooking for 16 hours, 18 hours, because I'm losing money doing that. So what have your experiences been in cooking for other people, and or cooking for family, or cooking for yourself or for family versus cooking for other people? Because typically when you're cooking for someone else, you want to cook and have it to the point, this is going to bug me, got a little curly Q gray hair here, and there you go, let's single it out and pluck it, because it is, there we go. All right, see, much better. It was just irking me. Anyway, so what have some of your experiences been cooking for friends and family versus cooking for hire? What things have you done differently, or what things do you do differently? So, Kent, how about you start? I know you cook for your church, and you cook to get paid. So let's see. Jimmy says if it's paid, the recipe never changes. For family, it's some new all the time. Okay, so that's a really good point, Jimmy. One of the things I talk about all the time is people say, "Oh, I'm going to give you a little bit of seasoning for this or a little bit of seasoning for that," and they get disappointed when it takes me a while to use those seasonings. But I try to tell people that when I'm cooking for my customers, I have my seasonings, they're done. I don't do much experimentation. And So when I am actually experimenting, I cook for my family and I experiment with my family. But when I do that, there's pushback. So it's like, do I do that or do I stick to the tried and true recipes and seasonings and kind of go from there? All right, Darnell says I tend to experiment more when cooking for friends and family. Exactly, because not that they are going to be a lot more forgiving, but you know, I won't say it's not that it's your reputation, but if you end up doing something that no one really likes, you're not someone isn't paying for it, and then they can be, kind of they can't push back and say, oh man, I spent all this money on X, Y, and Z food, and this is what you get me, and this is what it is, and they can kind of push back, and you can have a bad day. Um, I I'm past that experimentation phase, so I don't experiment very often. Um, Unfortunately, but I do experiment from time to time, and more often than not, when I'm doing something experimentally, it's for me, for myself, um, and not necessarily for my family. But I'll try it out for myself first, and then I will share it with my family. Sometimes it just depends on how it goes. Hold on one second. Let me take this hoodie off. I was chilly, and I put the hoodie on, but then I started drinking. Now I gotta take the hoodie off. You know how that goes. All right, let's see. Kent says, Dash, I've been doing brisket for weddings at 325, mostly friends and family. But I can do a full packer in 7.5 or 6.5 to 7 hours. I run the same recipe / flavor profile on all my cooks. Nice. Um, I like that one, Darnell. So yeah, Kent, I like that too. Kent says he cooks hotter and faster. Now, I was talking to someone this week, and I was telling them about briskets, and I can get a brisket done in like a 15-ish pound brisket or so. I can get it done in 7 to 8 hours, and if that. And how I do that is by starting out the brisket at 250 degrees. And then I talk to you guys all the time about after I wrap a brisket, I bump up the heat. I bump up the heat on the briskets to 3, sometimes 3 1/4, depending on how pressed for time I am, and just how big that brisket is. If it's a bigger brisket, then we might be cranking up the heat a little bit more. If it's a smaller brisket, then we'll just let it ride at 300 and let it finish. Darnell says, I don't drink as much when cooking for money. Man, I told you about that. I tend to not drink at all when I'm cooking for money. If I do drink, it might be something as simple as a beer or two, and that's about it. Kent says, I have 32 turkeys to cook each of the next 2 weekends for church. Nice. Derwin says, I use the family as guinea pigs. My wife can be very critical. Customers are known seasoning and techniques that have gotten positive feedback from other customers. Nice. So Kent, you bring up something that I, it's one of those things that I never quite understood. So Kent says, Derwin says, I use my family as guinea pigs. So my daughter recently turned 10. She turned 10 a couple weeks ago, and my wife got her a guinea pig. The guinea pig, we don't try a whole bunch of new stuff on the guinea pig. So I don't know how that saying actually equates. The guinea pig does, I won't say eat almost anything, but the guinea pig likes lettuce and tomatoes and oranges, cucumbers. So but we don't try just anything. It's like, the vegetables for the guinea pig. And hay, dude, that guinea pig loves some hay. What is it? It's a specific type of hay. Tom hay or something like that. I don't know. Kent says, Dash, I use the celery seed tender quick layer to enhance the smoke ring when cooking hot and fast. Okay. I won't say I don't cheat. Terry says celery seed actually works. Yes, it does. You know what's crazy? It's one of those things, not to get biblical, but in the beginning, I used to use celery seed too. I liked the way that celery seed actually added a little bit of flavor to my briskets. But my wife, she didn't like it. So I stopped putting celery seed on my briskets. And it's just been a thing where I have not cooked with celery seed in quite some time. Huh. Do you say hey? No, I don't. Mr. 937 Barbecue King says he's starting his own barbecue spice business. Congratulations, man. More power to you. That's one of those things where I won't say I never wanted to, but I know that I like to get things off the shelf or something that I can get locally, only because I have been in the predicament of needing spices slash seasonings in the middle of the night, and if it were something that was mail order, I'd be SOL. There are some things that I do order as far as in my spice inventory, but those are things that I kind of keep a decent amount on hand. No, Al, I do not say hey when I feed the guinea pig hay. Taylor, what's going on? He says a little late but made it. Hope you were doing well. Taylor, I beat you here and I was late. So we're doing really well tonight. We're doing just fine. Alice says, I love celery seed on brisket. Like I said, man, as I was refining my brisket recipe, my brisket, I don't know what else I was getting ready to put in there. It was just one of those things where she said, well, try it without the celery seed. And I did it without the celery seed. She said, I like that better. All right, no problem. Medical field or testing on heavily. All right. Well, thank you, Derwin. I appreciate that. I don't say never knew, but learn something new every day. That's for sure. So Derwin says guinea pigs and rats were used for medical testing, used in labs. Or I guess Derwin says, I think it's from the medical field as they are tested on heavily. And Darnell confirms, he says, guinea pigs and rats are used in labs. Mice as well. Kent says, I run the celery seed through a food processor and combine it with the Tender Quick. Ah, okay. Preston, he says, hey, yo, what's going on? Al says, try shiitake mushroom powder for that umami flavor. I don't know, man. I've got my brisket like boom. I have everything I need for my brisket. I don't like to add new things, and that's another thing too. I'm past the experimentation phase on briskets, especially now with the cost of briskets. So let's see. Jimmy says, living in a small town, I can't even run out in the middle of the night to get stuff off the shelf. Well, Jimmy, let me tell you, there has been a few, and when I say a few, I do not even want to talk about how many times I have had to go out in the middle of the night to a supermarket and buy seasonings overpriced because that's not the best place to buy these seasonings, but they have it in stock or available, and you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. And I mean, it's just one of those things where I'm kicking myself because I didn't go to Sam's and buy one of those big bulk containers of a specific, ingredient that I use for my seasoning. Let's see. Taylor says, I've used some mushroom rub before. Did okay. Nothing to write home about after being blasted by smoke. Some stuff that doesn't carry through well. Kent says, ooh, mommy. That's not right. It's umami, not ooh, mommy. Taylor says does better with grilled stuff or baked. Okay. I can understand why, something that's cooked hot and fast would take on that umami flavor, or something that's even baked, because that baking definitely imparts a lot of flavor sometimes. But sometimes, just like you said, smoking can, I won't say take away, but it just hits different sometimes when you smoke stuff. Victor says celery seed has both naturally occurring MSG and nitrates. You can legally tell someone use celery seed instead of MSG or nitrates. He says our laws are funny. Steven says, hey, yo, Dash, good evening, and good evening, you fine folks. Yes, indeed, Brother Steven. How you doing this evening? Lee, what's going on, man? I have not been able to catch your live streams. I talk about it from time to time where I picked up a part-time job on Sundays. So Lee does a live stream where he and his daughters cook on Sunday mornings, and I'm actually missing your live streams, man. So, and then I think also you are, I haven't seen a Wednesday video. I saw something today, but it seemed to have been like from a live stream. So I don't know. But if you have not checked out Lee's channel, Lee is Smoking Bears. Go show Lee some love. He's going through a medical issue right now, and he could use all the love and all the doting on we can provide him. But he's doing his thing. He is kicking cancer square in the nuts. So if you have not already, please go check out Lee's channel. And, you know, say hey, and I wish him all the best, definitely. I'm adjusting to the new time. Steven, oh yeah. So Steven, it's new for us too, man. I know that 6 months of the year Trinidad is on the same time, and 6 months of the year Trinidad is not on the same time. All right, that's what's up. Al says, Lee, I'm a cancer survivor. Just be like me. I wanna be like Al. All right, so I'm about to devour this. Anybody had one of these recently? I have not had one of these Little Debbie oatmeal cream pies in years. I was somewhere today and they had these on the shelf, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get me one of those.
Would you mind if I sat outside?
Yeah, because the alarm is about to get set, and it's chilly. Let's see. Kent says, awesome, Al. I mean, be a survivor, bruh. Okay, bruh. Definitely. Uh-oh. I almost did it. I almost instinctively broke out in Beyonce, but I didn't. I almost did it. Did you see like I was about to do it. I just didn't do it. I didn't do it. But Lee, that's awesome, man. If you, he said thinking about doing a live lunch on Cast Iron Wednesday. I mean, not that I'm going to guarantee that I can watch it. Depends on what I'm doing and where I'm at. Especially seeing as how I do work and I'm actually in the office on Wednesday, so it depends on the time. But if I can swing it and hang out, and or at least just pop in and say, hey, excuse me, I would love to. All right. Thank you, Steven. Steven posted a link to Lee's channel, and you can feel free to go and check out Lee's channel. And, you know, stop in, say hey to Lee and his daughters, the bears. His daughters are his bear cubs. So, Derwin says, what are you guys paying for briskets out here in SoCal? Select brisket can cost $4.50 per pound of Walmart. I try to stick with that with at least choice, but these prices are making them not worth it. So I saw, you know what's crazy? I was up in Delaware over the weekend, and I saw they had prime briskets for $5 a pound. And I'm like, yo, where the choice briskets? They're like, we don't get choice briskets here. I'm like, what? The guy's like, yeah, we only get prime briskets. Like, you only get prime briskets? I said, yeah. So I said, well, if the prime briskets are $5 a pound, how much are the choice briskets? He's like, no, we don't get choice briskets at all. He said, we get choice flats. That's about it. And choice flats were like $7-8. I'm like, nah, I don't want a flat. I want the whole brisket. He said, we don't get them here. He said, well, you know what? He said, actually, you know what? We do get them every now and again by mistake. I said, so this is the price for your prime briskets? He's like, yeah. I said, well, let me break you down something. Let me put you on to something. I said, I live in Baltimore. I said, I can get prime briskets, or prime briskets are costing me $6 per pound. I said, choice briskets are costing me $5 per pound. And you're selling a prime brisket for the same price I get the choice briskets. And he was like, I'm like, damn. If only I was passing through and I went to a Costco in Delaware and I was like, is it worth the hour-and-a-half trip back up to Delaware and the tolls and everything else I have to go through to buy? I'm like, not really. Plus, I don't have very many orders for brisket because even at $5 per pound for a choice brisket, it's gonna be expensive. Like I'm looking at $25 per pound, or like $200 per brisket. So, and one of the other things too, with Costco, I find that the briskets are always closer to 17 or 18 pounds versus I like to cook briskets in that 15-pound range. Al says $5.99 for prime briskets at Costco down near him. He is in North Carolina. Man. I haven't had one of these in such a long time. Lee says he's thinking about doing that live stream on Wednesdays, mainly just to get back into cooking and keeping the mental aspect going. That's what's up. There was this me and Little Debbie oatmeal cream pies used to have a very special relationship. I'm just gonna keep scrolling. Victor says they only get prime. I can't find prime at all out here. I'm pushing chicken and sides. I can't get chicken. People don't want chicken wings. And I'm like, I don't know if I can get you chicken wings. Jimmy said I had several ask about brisket for Thanksgiving. When I told them the price, all I'm doing is turkey. Pretty much. But you know, I have people that have had my briskets for Thanksgiving and for other holidays and other things like that for such a long time that they're like, it's part of their tradition. I'm going to pay whatever it is I need to pay. I'm not going to tell you no. I'm just going to say thank you in advance. Because there are some people that are willing to pay for it. I'm not doing very many, but I think I might have 3 briskets I'm going to have to do. But when I start telling people how much it is, I already know. Jeremy George says, what's your process of reheating briskets or meats that have been vacuum sealed and frozen? One of 2 ways, Jeremy. If it's been vacuum sealed, honestly enough, one of the best ways to reheat something is just put it in the sous vide and warm it back up. One of the other things you can do is you can thaw that meat out and then put it into like an oven safe, like a Pyrex dish or an aluminum pan. Just cover it with foil and reheat it at like 200 or 250 degrees, like real slow and low. Hopefully you're not in a rush. I mean, obviously if it's frozen, you probably have taken your time in getting that meat or just preserving it. So you're probably able to wait a little while and you just heat it back up slowly. Don't wings stop. Go to selling thighs instead of wings. Yes, didn't. They sure did. Lee, can't find wings, can't source wings. They're like, well, there's these other parts of chicken that are far cheaper. Let's see about cooking some other parts of chicken. And there's a Wingstop near me that my son and wife have ordered from a few times, some thighs, and apparently they weren't too bad. I went into a Wingstop store and ordered some thighs, and the thighs were real tiny. Like it was one of those things where they were cooked well, but they were just so tiny. I'm like, I don't know about this now. I've heard boil in the bag, but I'm worried about that. Why? If it's in the bag and it's sealed, you don't. Now I wouldn't boil it. I would try and keep it at a temperature under boiling, so between 150 and 160 degrees, quite possibly. You don't necessarily. You're not trying to cook the meat more. If you boil it, you're gonna have the meat going at 212 degrees. You're not taking brisket to 212 degrees when you originally cook it, so why would you want to boil it? Um, but if you can get that heat down to like a medium high in that 150 to 175 degree range, you're probably spot on with reheating brisket or any meat almost that's in a vacuum seal bag, especially. Dash, I can get you all the wings you need for $2.99 a pound. That's what I'm paying for them right now, just about when I can get them. Yeah. Lyman Cookie says, are you cooking turkeys for Thanksgiving? Yes, I am. I probably have a dozen or so orders for turkeys right now. And here's the kicker. I didn't advertise. I have not advertised on Instagram. I have not advertised to anyone. These are all repeat customers or people who have hit me up like, hey, I hit you up last year and you were booked, you were sold out. I was trying to get on the list early. I had a girl call me mid-October. And she said, listen, I'm trying to get a turkey this year. And I said, oh, okay. I said, well, why you hit me up now? Last year you were sold out. Okay, no problem. I said, last year you didn't hit me up. She's like, that's fair. I said, because if you hit me up, I would have told you could get one, because she's ordered turkeys from me lots of times. Kent says chicken processor 25 miles down the road. Huh. 25 miles for you is a lot more miles than that for me. Victor says I'm suggesting porchetta also this year because it's not normally on the menu. You can charge a profitable price, and the customers are not upset because it's a specialty item. Yeah. The problem is, how do you divvy that up, Victor? Are you just slicing it? You serving it whole? What are you doing with it? Let me know. Cheers to like another 10 years before I have another one of these little Debbie things. I mean, it's okay. The cream in the middle, yeah, not what I remember. Jeremy says, how much do you normally upcharge for on-site grilling? I've had people ask me about that, but I don't really know how much to charge. So here's my standard answer to that. What's your time worth? I can't tell you what I charge because my time is worth probably a little bit more than yours because I've been doing this for a little while longer. Therefore, I have a little bit more subject matter expertise, and I can bill, and I don't even bill what I think I'm worth. I still think I'm undercharging slightly. But again, what is your time worth, and charge accordingly. Kent says brisket for Thanksgiving. New trend. Hold up one second. I'll be right back, guys. Rinse the sugar away. All right. My knees. Oh boy, they hurt. Anyway, Kent says brisket for Thanksgiving. New trend. I've always done briskets, but I have. I've cooked lots of briskets over the years for Thanksgiving and Christmas. Danny says, "Hey, hi Scott. I vacuum ribs, brisket, baked beans all the time, and freeze them and heat back up in a pot of hot water. He says it comes out great. Uh, Lisa's turkey spam carved into look-alike turkey. I remember that from last year, Lee. He had a couple spam, um, I guess cans, and he carved a little teeny turkey out of it, and it was. You're gonna have to go out to Lee's channel and check out that video from last year. All right, we'll flush out the sugar. Dermot says I only have one brisket order so far, and I'm okay with that. I'm hoping to get more ham orders though. So orders for hams is one of those things. I don't push order for ham because hams are super simple, and hams 9 times out of 10 are already come smoked. So all people have to do is reheat ham. So I don't ham is not something that I like push. I'll do turkeys. Preston says you got some big cooks lined up, man. No, actually, just Thanksgiving right now. I have been not busy at all. The last cook that I did for someone that was like it was some chicken wings actually. There was 30 wings or so. That was it, and that was maybe 3 weeks ago. Other than that, I haven't done a whole bunch. And it's been kind of good. I'm not gonna lie, the downtime has been great. Personally, mentally, physically. But obviously, it's not been great for my YouTube channel. It's not been great for my pocket. But it's just one of those things, man. Every now and again, you need some time off. You need a break. Victor says, "Oh, you can cut some roast in half for some who aren't feeding as many. I cut them into smaller units before cutting in half, so they look wonderful. I'm considering cutting them into quarters." All right, that's what's up, Victor. Raul says smoked turkey legs, one for each family member. That's a good one. What's funny though, again, my wife, my family, they don't really like turkey legs. I'll eat turkey legs. My wife is not too fond of them. Turkey wings, but she likes the flat portion of wings, so sometimes they're a little difficult to come by. But the problem with turkey legs is they have all of those extra like bits of cartilage in them. And yeah. Jeremy says he's been loving my videos. They've been very helpful. Well, thank you. Thank you so very much, Jeremy. I appreciate that. Victor says the quarter is would be for couples for romantic evenings on Valentine's Day. All right. The quarters, the turkey quarters, or quarters of the porchetta. See, double use there. Finished up with the ice from the water. I might have to go get some more. Oh, like sweet. So let's see what else. Who else has cooked for hire versus cooking for family and friends? And what have you done differently, or what things have you had to do differently? I know one of the main things for me, again, and I talked about this earlier, is I try to be as efficient as possible. J&B says I'm a turkey leg smoking machine. It's our specialty at J&B's. That's what's up. If you don't mind talking about it, how do you smoke your turkey legs? Since you said you are so proficient at it, how do you smoke your turkey legs? That's something I just haven't. I've done smoked turkey legs for my family, but never like for the masses. Yeah. Like I said, if you want to talk about it, you can. If not, I understand. I just figured I would ask, since that's my specialty. All right, well, then specialize on the discussion. Uh, Jimmy says, Dash, I do have a question. When most of your turkey sales want them about the same time, do you worry about keeping them all hot? Nope, not at all. So, Jimmy, I start cooking my turkeys like 8 or 9 o'clock the night before, and I cook them all night long. And I bring them off and bring them inside in my kitchen to let them cool. And I will, once they are cooler, I will cover them with foil, get them put into the trunk of my car, and I deliver them. I don't worry about keeping them hot. I deliver them in a vessel in which the people who are ordering the turkeys can reheat them for a reason. Person says turkey legs are the easiest $10 a piece ever. He said, I love them. JB says it depends on the amount, and the the mileage may vary. I mean, you're right. You're definitely right. Damn, he said you smoke them anywhere from 5 to 6 hours. Nice. I don't think I don't think I. Oh, it's an aluminum pan, Al. Turkey pans, aluminum turkey pans. That's it. I give them something they can reheat the turkey in. That's the reheating vessel. And that is a cost I let's say eat, but that's all included in the price of the turkey. Raul's hardest thing is finding enough turkey legs at a good price down here. Yep. Derwin says because of COVID, I work from home 2 days a week. I smoke brisket on those days and reheat it for delivery on a required day, usually Saturday. Nice. Nah, I'm sorry, Al, man. It is a vessel is a vessel, be it fancy or be it not. It is an aluminum turkey pan that if you look back on my Instagram, you're bound to see pictures of them. And I wish I could show you, but since I'm doing this from my phone, I can't show you. But the turkey pans, they're just aluminum turkey pans. Preston says I clock in at 2.5 hours or so for turkey legs. They can take the heat. Yep. So Al says, okay, here it comes. Do you dry brine your turkeys? No, sir, I do not. I do actually brine my turkeys. That is all part in the. It takes me 3 days to cook a turkey. So usually first day, I'm making sure that the turkeys are thawed and I get them out and ready. The second day, I am going to get them into a brine, and I brine my turkeys. I use 2 gallons of water per turkey. So if I have 15 turkeys, I'm using 30 gallons of water. And then each of the turkeys get a certain amount of salt. Each of the turkeys gets a certain amount of sugar. Each of the turkeys gets a certain amount of seasoning. And it all goes into the pool. And the turkeys get in the pool too. They hang out. I actually like when it is cooler at Thanksgiving, because if it's cooler, I will I have a trash can, I think it's a 65 gallon trash can that I use for brining turkeys, and I've been using the same trash can to brine turkeys. I use it 2 times a year. If I do enough for Christmas, then I will use it a second time. But usually I use it 1 time a year. It stays out in my garage, and I wash it out, clean it out right before it is Thanksgiving. And then I line it with a trash bag, put the water and the turkeys into the bag, seasoning into the bag, or excuse me, into the can, and the turkeys into the can, and it sits in my kitchen overnight. Usually people are like, oh, you gotta put ice and this, that, and the other. Nope, 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 nope. You have enough saline and sugar in that solution where it's not a problem. Take everything out. I don't even rinse the turkeys off. I take everything out, make sure that they are dryish or not dripping, and then I season them and I get them all in the smoker the next day. Houses is sorry he couldn't help himself. Chocolate chocolate Capricorn. Welcome and thank you for joining us so very much. Really appreciate you being here this evening. Um, Houses couldn't help himself. Yeah, I know. It's okay. Victor says the bruschetta. I'm going to experiment with beef Wellington this fall, winter. People will pay more for something that has a better perceived value. And Wellington takes less time than brisket. Yeah, buddy, it does. But, yo, perfecting a beef Wellington, more power to you. Oh, come on. Preston says perceived value is king. Yes, it is. It is a thing. Hey, thank you, Steven. Steven posted a link to my Instagram. And like I said, if you want to go back and search my Instagram, yeah, Victor, I got something. Just give me some time, Victor, okay? Give me some time, Victor. Give me some time. Give me some time, okay? Because, Victor, you know how I feel about the term dry brine. just give me some time, man. It's gonna come full circle, I'll tell you. Jeremy says, do you smoke any veggie entrees? No. So here's the thing about smoked vegetables. They don't take smoke. Like I've grilled mushrooms and smoked mushrooms. No, man. I just it just they don't take smoke. You can roast vegetables, but they have their own flavor. They don't taste like smoke. You tell me the vegetable. Well, then again, I take that back. I've had some. Um, I've not smoked carrots, Al. So to be fair, I've not smoked carrots, but I have smoked some spaghetti squash and some butternut squash, and those actually did take smoke. But I mean, like potatoes. Um, I'm trying to think what else. Broccoli, eggplant. I didn't mushrooms. Yeah. Um, Russ said, wait. Let me go back. Preston said, corned beef sounds so much better than boiled brisket. Sure enough. Russ said, good times, but I gotta bounce. Have a good night. Let's smash the thumbs up. Hey, if you have not hit that thumbs up button for me, I greatly appreciate it if you could. I know we're just having a lighthearted conversation about, cooking for your family and friends versus cooking for hire. Some of you guys, this will be like back pocket information, and some of you guys are like, yo, yeah, man, like if I'm cooking a brisket, I'm gonna get that brisket done as soon as possible because time is money. Al says carrots actually smoke really well. Like I said, to be fair, I've never smoked carrots. Raul says I'm looking for some of that Uncle Steve seasoning. So, Steven, if you could post the link to Uncle Steve's Shake. It's Uncle Steve's Shake.com. And when you place your order, tell him Dash sent you and he will hook you up. I guarantee it. So again, Uncle Steve's Shake.com. And like I said, in your order, in the notes, just say Dash sent you, and he'll hook you up. He'll take care of you. Al says he's smoking some tomorrow with a tomahawk. He said corn takes it as well. So more often than not, when I'm doing corn, I'm not smoking corn. I'm typically cooking corn hotter and faster. One of the other things too, when I'm cooking corn, usually on the grill, is I leave the husk on. So like I feel like that kind of not takes away, but it doesn't allow as much smoke penetration in there. Victor says, hey, we're on the same page, but this is when so many folks use those words of hearsay. So sad. Yeah. Victor, man, I'm telling you, I'm team, what is it? Team Quick Cure. All right. Quick Cure. Team Quick Cure. El Barrio, he says, what's up, amigo Dash? Nada, amigo. ¿Qué te pasa contigo? Okay? ¿Qué pasa contigo? Man, oh man. I am. Ooh, buddy. Thank you, Steven, for posting Uncle Steve's website there. So if you have not or do not know about Uncle Steve's shake, I highly recommend it. Uncle Steve has he has a plethora of different spices and seasonings, rubs, and actually they're not rubs, they're shakes. Hey Lee, you take great care, sir. Keep kicking cancer square in the nuts. Um, I'm just going to say thank you, sir, in advance. All right. Tell the bears I said hey, Mama Bear included. You take great care of yourself and look forward to seeing something from you soon, sir. JB says, what's the price of a 20-pound smoked turkey? I'm not cooking 20-pound smoked turkeys, dog. They're going to take too long. I try to stay between 13 and 15 pounds for my turkeys because I can get them done in about 6-ish hours. Maybe 8 if I have a problem. There's always some problem children turkeys that want to just be outliers and take a long time. All right. Little Barrio says he's getting ready for a pop-up there in Houston. Nice. Forget oatmeal. All right. Night, Lee. Definitely. Lee, take great care. What is this? Oh, I know what this is. From an ammo bag from work. All right. All right. So, if you have not already, please hit that thumbs up button for me. I'd greatly appreciate it. So, usually in the first hour, we try to stay on topic. The second hour, man, what y'all want to talk about? What is it this week that you are burning, itching to talk about, to get off your chest? You know, what is it you would like to speak on or speak about this week? So next week, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a preview. Next week, I will be doing some traveling again. I'll be traveling, and I am going to be filming the live stream on location. I'm not going to divulge the location. It's going to be a bit of a surprise. It's going to be a bit of a surprise, but I am so looking forward to this live stream next week that I'm on top of the world, man. I'm very honored to have been invited to take part in what it is I'm going to take part in doing. One, and two, I am very I'm looking forward to it. Just as like plain and simple, I am looking forward to this travel that I'm going to be doing next week, and it's not very, very far. It's like just far enough away, but just close enough that like I said, I'm looking forward to it. So Victor says turkeys between 10 and 12 pounds at 350 degrees will be done in 3 hours. Now, I don't cook at 350 degrees. I will cook my turkeys at between 300 and maybe 325. Like, I usually average I try to average for 300. So the temperature can fluctuate to 3.25 and drop down to 275. I am not it has to be at exactly 300. Nah, man, I know better than that. The temperature's going to fluctuate. With that being said, the way that I orient my turkeys in the smoker, some of those turkeys can be done in 3 to 4 hours, and some of them can take 6 or 8. It just kind of all depends on where they end up in the smoker, how much heat and smoke are actually getting to them, and of course, here's the next thing: how big they are. Last year, I learned a valuable lesson. Freaking turkeys were closer to 18 pounds, and man, them turkeys took down forever. I was behind schedule last year when I was delivering my turkeys. I was behind schedule by an hour, and I do not like being late. I do not like being late, Sam. Um, Sam, I am at all. And it's just sorry, I'm getting in late. I hope you're doing well, man. I'm much better now, Andy. Yeah. Andy, you're here. Boom. You made my evening, man. Rose is trying to find bottles for my sauce. That's one of those things, Raul. You probably it's one of those things. Start doing searches for on Google for bottles to put barbecue sauce in. Um, you might be able to find like a business to business, I don't say manufacturer, but business to business company that will sell you bottles. Or you look up a bottling company maybe in your area. Come on. My glucose monitor is freaking out. My phone is not reading my glucose monitor, so it's giving me messages. But anyway, maybe you could find a bottler in your area. They could tell you where to get bottles from, and or help you looking for a collaboration for a dog care pet grooming clipper. I get the absolute weirdest business proposals. Barbecue Bourbon and Blues. He says, "What's going on, everyone? I hope all is well with everyone." Yes, indeed. Salud. Cheers. Thank you for joining us. If you have not already, please hit that thumbs up button for me. Not just you, Barbecue Bourbon and Blues, just any and everyone. So, yeah. Obviously, at this point, we've talked about the topic at hand a little bit. We didn't, there was a couple examples of things that people were doing. And Travis says, "My bad. I was finishing the movie. Was it a good movie? Or wait, were you starring in the movie, Travis? Or because, I mean, what movie were you watching?" Victor says, "Oh, I agree. Exact temps are not necessary. However, I've been doing turkeys for 30 years, and the faster you do a turkey, the higher moisture level in your turkey. And always brine." Yes, have you spatchcocked the turkey yet? What are your thoughts? No, I have not spatchcocked the turkey. Reason I have not spatchcocked the turkey is because I am cooking turkeys for customers. The presentation of a turkey that is spatchcocked is not the same as a turkey that is whole. Can I cook a spatchcocked turkey faster? Yes. Is the presentation the same? No. So I sacrifice time for that reason. I know that I can cook a spatchcock turkey faster, but the presentation is where it's at because I'm cooking for other people. So this kind of ties into the topic that we were talking about, cooking for hire versus cooking for friends and family. Now, if you're cooking for yourself or your friends or your family, they probably won't mind a spatchcock turkey that is just on a platter and you're cutting into it, doing whatever. But when I am cooking and smoking turkeys for other folks, and they want to have that wow presentation factor of a whole bird, spatchcocking the turkey is just not going to it's not going to work. Oh, Travis says the Marvel movie about the Asian guy in 10 Rings. I think I think I just watched a couple previews for that one. I don't think I actually seen it. I ain't seen it yet. But the one movie I did watch recently is The Harder They Fall, and I enjoyed that movie. Here is a good barometer on how good a movie is. If I can watch the movie without falling asleep. If I sit still long enough, I am usually asleep. I watch the Harder They Fall in its entirety without falling asleep. That says a lot about that movie. Definitely. JB says, "Take care, Dash. See you next week." Yes, indeed. Andy says, "Makes perfect sense." Yeah. So again, that's one of those things. I'm cooking for other people. I'm not cooking for my friends and my family. I gotta preserve that presentation factor. So does it take me longer? Oh yes. And here's one other thing that most people don't think about when it comes to spatchcocking chickens or turkeys. A regular turkey is going to take up this much room. A spatchcock turkey is going to take up this much room. If I'm already pressed to fit 12 to 15, 16 turkeys on my smoker, if I start laying them out flat, how am I going to get as many turkeys on my smoker? Just, just riddle me this or riddle me that. Okay. So it's about space savings as well. Um, yeah. Come on. Derwin says the Heart of Day Fall was excellent. No, he said all caps, excellent. Yes, indeed. I am I'm looking to see other movies. I'm looking forward to seeing other movies of the genre, and I think, of course, as me growing up as a kid in the '80s and '90s, I sure as hell didn't watch westerns. But I mean, if this guy, what is his name, James Seymour, I think his name is, if he starts making some new and improved westerns, yo, he's got like an untapped market. And I'm sitting here trying to get comfortable. My knees are bugging right now. I just can't get comfortable. Are you wrapping the turkeys and at introducing smoke? So Raul, I wrap the turkeys to prevent them from getting any browner, if that makes sense. Like, I cook the turkeys at a higher temperature, and then I baste the turkeys in butter to help them brown, but I don't want them to get too brown. I actually had a instance one year where the turkey some of the turkeys that I cooked were a little darker than others. That being said, I had a girl who, her grandmother, when I delivered the turkey, girl, she was like, "Oh, the grandmother said the turkey was burnt." She's like, "Grandma, the turkey's not burnt. The turkey is smoked." She stuck up for me, right? She said the turkey is smoked. It's going to probably look a little different than putting the turkey in the oven. It's smoked. So the grandmother said, "No, no, no, this turkey is burnt." So she said that the girl said the grandmother sent one of her uncles out and to the market, and she bought a fresh turkey, another turkey. Now, mind you, I think I took two turkeys to this girl. I'm pretty sure I took two turkeys to this girl, and she, her uncle went out, bought a turkey, and her grandmother threw the turkey in the oven and like cooked the turkey because I delivered it early enough, and it was a whole big thing, right? Just she sent me a huge long Instagram direct message telling me this whole story, and this is one of my go-to stories, right? Just because it looks burnt, just because it's dark, does not mean that it is burnt. Just because it looks dark and it is darker in color does not mean that it's not juicy. The girl said that her grandmother's turkey was so dry. How dry was it? It was so dry that when people tasted the oven turkey that was dried out by the grandmother and the turkey I made and provided, the grandmother she basically distanced herself from the turkey that she cooked. She cooked in the oven and started taking credit for telling the girl who ordered the turkey to order the turkey from me. What? I'm like, wait a minute. What? She done flipped the whole story. She's like, yep. She said she started taking credit for ordering the turkey from you, like telling me to order the turkey. I said, wow. She's like, yeah, it's one of those things. She said, well, I just wanted to, it was one of those like hindsight being 2020. She wanted to let me know that everything was good, and she's like, funny story. This is what happened. Like I said, her grandmother looked at the turkey and said it's burnt, and like immediately said, "Oh my God, I'm not serving that. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that." She sent the uncle out, got him to buy a turkey, brought it back home. She rushed and cooked it and burnt the turkey. Well, not burnt it, but dried it out. And the turkey that I served him that was darker was the star of the show. First Love, what's going on? He says, "Yo, Dash, how you doing this evening, man? How's everything?" Raul says, "I know that can affect the skin." So what I normally do is I let the turkey sit in the smoker for 3, maybe 4 hours, and then I will lightly tint them with foil just to try and reduce some of the browning. Excuse me, but yeah, Victor says spatchcock will speed up the cook, but takes up way too much real estate in the cooker. You're actually saying this as I'm typing this. There you go. Victor and I, this is why we get along so well, because we are on the same page. Jeremy Pena, he says, "What's up? How you doing?" Brother Young says, "Other westerns to watch: Posse, Tombstone, Magnificent Seven." So I do believe I watched Tombstone. Tombstone, was that the one with Kevin Costner? One of them had Kevin Costner in it. Posse, I can't. Don't. I kind of think I remember seeing Posse because Posse might have had like Lou Diamond Phillips in it or something, or I could be confusing the two. And Magnificent Seven. I know I'm definitely not. I have not seen that one. 805 Barbecue Junkie says, "What's up, barbecue family? How you doing this evening? Glad you could join us." Andy says, "I watch all VHS: Shawshank, Driving Miss Daisy, Sling Blade, Open Ridge." All right. Alan's cracking up. What I do, man? Grandma's never wrong though. Shit. I mean, shoot. She sure as hell was wrong that time because I'm telling you, man. Look, yo, Preston said, "Old people, wow." Yo, you ain't never lied, Preston. You ain't never lied. Uh, there was this, "I gotta grow up and stomp with you, big dog. I only have Oklahoma Joe, Offset, the old man, and the two Dyna Globes, one regular duty Dyna, and one wide duty Dyna. Big hip booty. Excuse me, big hip, big booty auntie." Auntie Glow, okay, you know, you looking at your aunts like that. I don't know about you, man. Uh, Jacqueline said, excuse me, Steven says, "Senior citizens gone wild." Yes, First Love says Young Guns. Uh, she wrong because she ain't your grandma. Yeah, man, Travis, sure enough. Uh, 805 says, "I just smoked my first turkey today. I'm showing it tomorrow. It came out bomb. Nice. Well, that's what's up, man. Gotta watch Yellowstone. Hell of a show. All 4 seasons just started. Yellowstone. Man. See, this is the problem. People start trying to put me on the TV shows that are multi-seasons, and then I kind of like stop doing everything and I start watching the TV show. Yo, I'm like, do you know how my productivity goes down when I start watching TV? Like, I don't watch a lot of TV. I watch a lot of YouTube because I can watch YouTube driving. I can watch YouTube while doing other things. I can fall asleep to YouTube. But like watching the TV show, man, yes. First Love says, "Have you seen Young Guns?" Yes. Young Guns was with was it Emilio Estevez? I believe it was Emilio Estevez. I remember that like it was a TV show back in the day. I remember seeing that. But what I'm saying, the point I'm trying to make is, I didn't grow up on watching like Gunsmoke, and I've never seen Blazing Saddles. I know, I want to see Blazing Saddles. It's one of those. I know Blazing Saddles is a Mel Brooks movie production, and it's just like I've never actually seen it. San Fran Preston says, "Me and the wife spend about 3 hours a night watching TV together." Dude, do you know how much I get done in that same 3 hours not watching TV? Like, I can't sit down and watch TV for 3 hours. Like, no, no, sir, no. Trevor says, "You see the size of that chicken." What chicken? Mike says, "Hey, Dash, what's up, Mike? How you doing?" Mike, I saw you put out a video and I was doing something, I scrolling and I could not watch it, and it went into the ether because yeah. Preston says, "Where the white women at?" You tell me, Preston. It's from Young Guns. Oh no, Travis, over my head, man. I haven't seen the Young Guns, watched the Young Guns in quite a long time now. You asked me a Jay Z lyric, you know I'm on it. I'm on it. Uh There was just some of the best memories of my life. Growing up in Mississippi, we were watching Gunsmoke and Bonanza with my grandfather. Nice. President says that's from Blazing Saddles. He says it's a classic movie. So the whole thing is, I know that Blazing Saddles is a classic movie. I just have not been able to sit down and watch it. My wife and I watch Marvel specials like What If. Hmm. Victor says Bugs Bunny. You gotta check out Bugs Bunny. But you really need to check out Blazing Saddles. Yeah, I know. It's on the list of things, man. But have you seen the lineup of stuff that Netflix is putting out? Yo, like one that I'm late to the party on. I have not watched what is it? Squid Game. I have not watched Squid Game. I had just not been able to devote the time to watch Squid Game. Like my last couple weekends, I've been jam packed. The last 2 weekends, I was not even home. So let me just tell you, not last week, but the week before, I did a live stream on 2 Wednesdays nights ago. Excuse me. That was not the one that I did from Florida. I was home. Thursday morning, we got up and I drove to Florida. I drove 14 and some change hours to Central Florida. Straight shot. Well, pretty much. I was tired and I pulled over, and my wife actually drove 3 hours. Usually, I drive straight through. Like, she doesn't drive. Get to Florida. I work on Friday, Saturday, running around errands to do for my mother-in-law. Sunday, errands running around for my mother-in-law. Monday, I ended up having to hang a TV. It was an 85-inch TV I put up for my mother-in-law. Man, this TV was huge. Doing some things around her house, getting some systems checked out, some things worked on. Tuesday, more getting stuff checked out, getting things worked on. So not a whole lot of time to watch TV. Wednesday, I was like, all right, Wednesday, yo, Travis, he's in Florida. I'm gonna go, and not only did I link up and hit Travis up for a live stream, I actually went to see another one of you guys. This guy's name is John. John is a huge supporter of the channel. He's always in the comments, and he's a friend of the channel. And I'm like, listen, whenever I get to Florida, I always reach out and make sure that he and I get link up and get together. So he and I had dinner, hung out, talked shop, YouTube, and other things. And it was a good, it was a good time. Definitely a good time. Then I went and hung out with Travis. That was Wednesday. Thursday, had to get up. Well, not even that, but drive 2 hours back from where Travis was to my mother-in-law's house. Get up Thursday morning, go to work. Went to work, did work all day. Thursday, did some other things around the house. Like every single day was jam-packed. So I didn't have time. Like me being in Florida was work. Like work while I was working and then work on another house. I was telling my wife, I was like, yo, your mother moving to Florida, it's almost like I'm a landlord of a property. But I'm not getting any income off of that property. Like I'm the landlord managing the property because I'm talking to the folks that are coming to the house. And I'm helping to change this filter, or I'm helping to make sure that this is good or that is good. So like it was a full and a part-time job all week long. One of the things I did do, I accomplished while I was down in Florida, I did put in my paperwork for my concealed carry in Florida. It's funny, I got a concealed carry, or hopefully will get approved and get my concealed carry in Florida before I have a concealed carry in Maryland. Like, anyway. And then Thursday night, we're like, all right, you know what? We're gonna leave tomorrow. Oh, word? We're gonna leave tomorrow? Yeah, we're gonna leave tomorrow after work. All right. So we can have a rest day. Saturday, we can actually rest. I'm like, man, all right. I worked on Friday, so mind you, I'm up at 5:30 in the morning. I work at 6 o'clock. I'm done at 2. Okay, I work at 6, done at 2. And I'm like, okay, in the meantime, I'm packing the van. And it was raining, so like it was a bunch going on. I packed the van. I'm all ready. By the time my wife was ready, after my wife was helping my mother-in-law with doing, she was doing her hair. So, when we go back down there, probably in December or so, she can do it again. And I'm like, oh, I'm ready to go. Like, let's go. We didn't end up leaving until 3:30 in the afternoon on Friday afternoon. Well, Central Florida back to Baltimore is at least 12 and a half hours. Yo, when I say I was getting it. We riding around, we getting it. I left from Central Florida, got back to Baltimore. I got to Baltimore. It was 4:30 on Saturday morning. I tell you the cheat code on how to stay up all night long and drive: sunflower seeds. Sunflower seeds. Somebody comment down below. Sunflower seeds are the key. The whole thing is you put a couple sunflower seeds in your mouth. Keep a cup for the shells, for the husks, the hulls. Man, you can stay up as long as you need to, husking and doing sunflower seeds. So that's what I did. When I got home at 4:30, I was like, the bag's staying right here. I'm going in the house. I went straight into the house. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Go straight to bed. I went to bed. I woke up. It was probably about 10:30. My mother was not doing very well. She was a little under the weather. So I'm like, all right, well, I was in Florida when she wasn't feeling well. So I said, you know what? Let's go. I get up Saturday morning and then I drive to Philly from Baltimore. Not like I didn't already drive 13 hours from Central Florida. So my goodness, I drove up to Philly, and then like I said, on the way back, is where I stopped at the Costco, got some liquor from Costco, and definitely, like I said, saw the briskets for cheap. But that was about it. Then Sunday, I had to go to the range, man. I had to work on the range. And when I say it's been a busy couple days. Um, let's see. Let me catch up. Steven says, I love me some good westerns. Yeah. Let's stop talking about people act when they see smoke ring that ain't cooked. Oh my god, man, I could talk to you about that. Mike says, Dash, I was thanking my subscribers for getting me over 100. All right, Mike. First Love says, you ain't never lied. They see pink and think raw, man. We already talked about it. I talked about that girl who told me her ribs were raw, and this is years ago. And she was going to have to cook her ribs more. Man, I got a hole in my straw. Y'all see the hole right there? It's like right here. Thank goodness I'm prepared for this situation. I got a backup straw. Raul says I have to go into proper cooking temperatures and times. Sometimes it feels like I'm teaching a cooking class, yeah. When you do barbecue, do you make your own sauce or use a pre-made? I use a pre-made sauce that I doctor up. Josue says, sweet! Laura, welcome. Thank you for joining us, Laura. Definitely appreciate you. I am a couple moments behind. Let's see. So many great Mel Brooks movies. He did a wonderful movie in 81 called History of the World, Part 1. It's been announced they're finally going to make a Part 2. Nice. Because once you start eating them, you can't stop. No, Derwin, it's just the sunflower seeds, man, they give you something to do and they don't allow you to fall asleep. So I used to drive from Philly like driving. Me and driving. I feel like I'm always driving sometimes. I used to drive. I had an ex-girlfriend that went to Pitt, and I used to drive. Like, I used to work all day and then leave from work, which was in South Jersey, and drive out to Pittsburgh every 3 weekends. Like, every 3 weekends. I used to say, oh, I'm going to go out there every other week. My mom was like, no, you're not. You're not going to spend all that money and gas and tolls and this, that, and the other. Like, basically, you're going to be working to drive out to Pittsburgh. And I'm like, but, my girlfriend is out there. Mom was smarter than I was. She said, I'm going to limit you to every 3 weeks. I'm like, okay, whatever. So that third week would come up, man. I would go to work all day. I'd leave from work at about 4 or 5 o'clock, and I'd drive from South Jersey out to Pittsburgh. Man, there were times when I used to hit every single type of precipitation on the way. I'd hit rain, I'd hit sleet, I'd hit freezing rain, I'd hit snow. By the time I got to Pittsburgh from South Jersey, Philly to Pittsburgh, and man, it was just one of those things. But to stay awake, I used to eat popcorn, like just a couple kernels of popcorn. Like, I wouldn't be a handful of popcorn; it would be like one or two. And the whole thing is the just the action of chewing the popcorn would keep me awake. Man, my new cheat code is definitely sunflower seeds. Al says, Al, so listen. If you do not know, I need you to do me a favor. Go check out Al's channel. Al is Eat More Vegans, Carnivore Barbecue. You will not be disappointed. The production level on Al's channel is like, I'm not even going to try to describe it, because you need to go out there and check out the channel for yourself, and then you will be blown away as I was blown away at the production level on his channel. So he says, sorry, Dash and crew, I got a bail filming early tomorrow. Great session and great discussion about cooking for money versus full family. Person says you should hook up with Deer Meat for dinner. He's out of Jupiter, Florida, and y'all would make great content together. Well, Preston, I'm be completely honest with you. I am not. I'm a city boy and don't know much about deer meat. But if I could get in touch with Deer Meat for dinner and find out where Jupiter, Florida is versus where my mother-in-law lives, maybe I can see. Kurt says, "Hey, yo, what's happening? What's going on, Kurt? How you doing?" Elbar says, "Hey, Dash, I've always given myself plenty of time for cooking barbecue, but I still get a little nervous before cooking. Then it goes away once I'm in my groove. How about you?" Dude, I worry about every single cook. Every single cook I worry about. The whole thing is, so you know what I equate it to? I won't say I used to ride, because I still would love to ride. I just don't have a motorcycle currently. The last motorcycle I owned, I sold it to buy Bessie. Talked about that, but the whole thing is one of those sayings that will stay with me and will just, like, from time to time, it'll pop in my mind. Fear and gear will get you there. Okay. The whole thing is, if you are worried about a cook, if you are, anticipating a cook, if you are, all of those different things that you just don't go on autopilot, those are the things, the keys to helping your cook succeed. Because if you still worry, you care. If you are anxious, you care. So that's how I feel too. I always worry, man. All right, Laura, go ahead, count that one. Hey, ow, man. Listen. I tell no lies. I mostly don't tell lies. But, like, seriously. Travis says, "Gonna have to try that sunflower seeds on my way to Tennessee Thanksgiving weekend, dude." The new flavor of sunflower seeds that I found is sweet and spicy. I think, they are phenomenal. And do not ever give me any barbecue sunflower seeds. They are garbage. I swear they are cooked with mesquite, and I do not like them. Okay, I I bought on my way down to Florida. I bought 2 bags of sunflower seeds. One was the sweet and spicy, and the other was barbecue. And like on the way down to Florida, I ate the sweet and spicy, and on the way coming back, I ate more of the sweet and spicy. Like I'm just chugging along, like a little handful here and there. Spit cup, boom. Actually, leaving from where you are, Travis, that 2 hour ride, I put a hurting on some sunflower seeds. That 2 hour ride, like seriously, to stay awake. And then I emptied the bag, finished the bag, and then I opened up the barbecue ones. I ate them, and I was like, man, these are garbage. And I'm like, I got 3 hours before I'm stopping next. Like, man, these are horrible. And I finally stopped. We were actually it wasn't 3 hours because I stopped. I almost say ahead of schedule, but I stopped. We were in Central Florida, like I said. We were in 301, so we were going 301 north before we got to 295 and 95 in Jacksonville. So we had gone about an hour north, and actually I had to stop because I needed gas. So I stopped, and at the gas station they had the sweet and spicy sunflower seeds, and I'm like, yes, man. I got a bag of them, and I'm like, bet. Fueled up, got back on the road. I'm like, all right, yo, let's go. So we were driving. We ended up stopping in Jacksonville for a quick second. I had to go to the Duluth Trading Company. Got a couple pairs of pants. I love my Duluth Fire Hose Flex pants, yo. And then we kept on going. And anytime I felt a little bit of tired. Anytime I was feeling anything, poured a handful of sunflower seeds, popped them in my mouth, got my little handy dandy cup, worked the seeds, boom, spit them in the cup, spit the holes in the cup, yo. I'm telling you, ultimate cheat code, ultimate cheat code. First love, since I hate driving to Florida. While driving back, we hit a monsoon where the cars were pulling over. Heck with that, I just drove slower. But I wanted to get out of the state as soon as possible. Yeah, dude. So driving south, we hit rain, and the whole thing was I was tired because I was up late the night before doing a live stream. Remember I said last week or 2 weeks ago, I'm like, I'm doing a quick live stream. I gotta get up in the morning. I'm traveling, blah blah blah. 11:30. I'm still talking to y'all. Um, so I was tired, and I finally was like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna pull over. Like normally, I just muscle through it. Like I push through it and just keep on driving. I was like, I can't. I'm tired. So I pulled over. My wife drove, and I proceeded to take a 2 hour nap. I never take naps during the day. I was tired. When I woke up, it was raining. Like it was raining cats and dogs throughout the time. Like I wake up, quick second, go back to sleep. Wake up for a quick second, go back to sleep. Excuse me. By the time it was all said and done, my wife drove for 3 hours, and then when she finally pulled over, she was like, "It's getting dark. I'm done." I'm like, "No problem. I will take us the rest of the way into Florida." So she pulled us over. I think we were in South Carolina. We might have been in the Florence area, a little further south. But we stopped. Boom. I was like, all right, whatever. Or in Georgia. Stopped. Fueled up. It's like, all right, y'all want to get something to eat? We got the Five Guys. We got some smoothies. All right, let's get back on the road. And I drove the rest of the way into Florida. Air Meat for Dinner is a cool guy, and his brother Gabe, nice. I'll have to look into it. Thank you, Stephen, for posting Al's channel. I just got here. No, man, don't worry about that. Third one says my greatest fear is spending 10 hours cooking a brisket and it's not deliverable. It's not like you can just throw another on a smoker and deliver on time. Just got the time, but the cost of a new one. Yeah. So the thing is, Derwin, you have to cook a brisket. You have to cook it ahead of schedule. Like that is it. You can't say, okay, I'm gonna have this done at 5 o'clock and I'm gonna start it at 6 o'clock and it's gonna take 10 hours. Nah, I'm starting that brisket like 10 o'clock the night before. I'm gonna give myself 12 hours to cook it. Do I need 12 hours? No, but I'm gonna give myself 12 hours. Laura, I'm sorry. Two yawns. Two whole yawns. I know. Oh boy. So, mm, just this morning, I woke up this morning at 4:15, and it is going on 11 o'clock. It's been a long day for me. 10:42. Goodness gracious. Anyway, at this point, I guess here's a question for you. What do you guys do to help stay awake when you're doing long drives? And where's the longest drive you've done from point A to point B? I guess my longest drive has been like Central Florida to Baltimore, but the previous longest drive from that was Chicago to Florida. Chicago to Baltimore, but like I did that drive in 12 hours, so like based off of the time it took me to get from Florida to Baltimore, I think that distance was a little bit greater. I hear taste tester number one. While he's in the kitchen, he's getting a banana. Why not get one of the more ripe bananas?
If the banana has something brown on it, I will not eat it.
Come on, son.
I don't like eating broken crackers.
What?
I don't.
This boy. So just make sure you open it up from the bottom. Dude, open it up front. Come here. Bring it over here. Bring it over here. I want to show you guys. I want to go show you guys this. Okay. So this is the correct way to open a banana. Most people open up a banana from up here, right? Up here. That's the wrong way to open a banana. The correct way to open a banana is from the bottom. All you do is squeeze the thing at the bottom and pull it apart. That is the easiest way to open a banana. By far.
Don't peel it all.
I was actually contemplating eating said banana. No. Here, this is for you.
I'm more than one over there.
I understand. That is the easiest way to peel a banana. Derwin says 4 to 5 hours is about my limit in a car. He says, past that, I'm flying. No, bruh. So, I have a family of 5. Flying for a family of 5 is costly. It is expensive. So, us going to Central Florida, so we would either have to fly into Gainesville or Tampa. And, 5 times, let's say $500 per person. That's $2,500. Whereas in me driving 12 to 15 hours, depending on how many times we have to stop for pee breaks because of the boys, or traffic, or rain, or whatever else the circumstances may be, yeah, I just can't do that. Laura says she loves to bug me. You're not bugging me, Laura. You are one of the mainstays here on the live stream. So I won't say I tolerate, but I like you. So it's all good. It's all good. Definitely all good. It could be far worse. I did drink some shine. I did. So you missed it, Laura. We're getting down to the corner. You see, there's the level. I'm getting there. Tons of coffee, some great music to sing at the top of your lungs. So coffee doesn't work enough for me. I will drink because I drink coffee. Like I drink a lot of coffee, and coffee does not keep me awake. Like I can drink a cup of coffee right now and go to sleep in 20 minutes. Uh, taste tester number one. Yeah, you can't hear me. Laura says hi. Taste tester number one. I don't know why he's not in bed. He's got headphones on, Laura, so he can't hear me. I got a cut on my finger, a nick on my finger that I'm trying to like peel the skin off of. A scab there. Jimmy said he needs to make a quick trip to the freezer. Man, have at it. Jeffrey says, I'm out. I'm about to be out too. It's almost 11. I'm trying to finish this 2 hours, like do 2 hours here on the live stream. Dermot says, I hear you. My kids are grown, and if they want to go, they're paying for themselves. I only take the wifey and the dog occasionally. The boy, because he just graduated from college earlier this year. Nice. Shoot. Man, yeah, there's 5 of us. My oldest son is 15. Middle son, taste tester number 2, he is 14. And my daughter, she just turned 10. So, all right. That's 2. No, man. You gonna have me sleep on the live stream. Look, I have 20 minutes to go. You trying to have me sleep? I'll be nodded like I'll be faded. You gonna have me faded here. Yeah, leaving long before you can book cheap flights. Yeah, Laura. Again, a cheap flight. So put it like this, Laura. A cheap flight is still going to cost me more than filling up the van, my wife's van, 1 or 2 times in each direction for, let's say, 2 members of my family. My wife was actually supposed to drive down to Florida, or fly down to Florida, and she said, well, maybe I'll actually drive, because by the time I fly, the cost of flying is so much right now. And here's the next thing. The airlines were so uncertain, she wasn't sure whether or not she would be able to get on the plane. So there's that. So driving to Florida, and then she said, well, maybe I'll drive halfway, stay in a hotel, and then drive the rest of the way, the final leg. And I'm like, that's just going to be more money. So then my mother-in-law got involved, and she says, well, is there any way where, senior, that's me, can come down to Florida and help do things around the house? Because I need this done, that done, this done, that done. And she said, well, if you come, my wife, and senior comes, then you have to bring all the kids, so then you all can come. And I'm like, oh, this is just great. So then we started looking into flights for the 5 of us. No, bruh. We started looking into taking a train down there. So Amtrak, you can take the auto train, but we'd have to drive 2 hours to where the auto train would pick us up, and then we'd have to be on the auto train for like 16 hours, and then drive 2 hours from where the auto train drops us off to get to where my mother-in-law lives. And I'm like, nah. And that price was more expensive than us just driving. So fiscally, it made the most sense to just drive, and that's what we did. Kent, you are a savage, dude. Oh, savage, savage, savage. If you know, let's see. Thanks, Laura. I appreciate that. But you were, let's see. Oh man, I am another layer. It is the moonshine is kicked in for sure. I I used to till I need a job. A lot of my mind. Yeah, that spoke earlier. What your time is worth. Sometimes flying is better if you value your time. You're absolutely correct, Kent. But when I can drive and be more effective in driving because of the fact that I'm saving money, because this was one of those things where had I almost like knew I was going to Florida, um, I could have said, okay, I'm going to go ahead and put budget away for traveling or flying to Florida. No, man, it was not an expected trip. It was like, oh, can you go? All right. Well, now I'm paying for fuel, and that was not in my budget. So, uh, it was not in my budget. Yeah, Kent. I mean, listen. I completely get it and agree. What's your time worth? But I could not afford that time exchange on that particular. It was far easier for me to drive uh than to fly. Like I just plain and simple could not afford to pay for the five of us to fly to Florida, because it's not just flying to Florida. It's driving to the airport, paying for parking, then paying for airfare, then paying for a rental car, then paying for fuel for a rental car, then paying for the return leg home. It's there's a lot more to it. So the trip cost me about $1,000 maybe in gas and eating out and other things like that, versus probably three times as much, maybe four times as much had we flown. Because like I said, I would have had to rent a vehicle down there. 2 hour drive, 4 hour flight to Florida from here versus two kids and a mother-in-law driving 18 hours. Just as he said, oh hell no. Yeah, from Iowa to Florida is a much more or a more daunting task. Luckily for me, unfortunately, when we left in the morning, and that was another thing, had we left the original time I wanted to leave, we would have gotten to Florida a lot sooner. But it took us 14 and a half hours to get to Florida versus 13 hours to get back. And I mean, I was moving. I was moving. I can fly home. It's like 5 hours or more. She said, unreal, Laura. Well, hmm. Dude, can't I completely get it, man. 18 hours in the car with, you know, folks. I get it. But I'm gonna say the good thing is my mother-in-law was in Florida. So she wasn't traveling with us. If she was traveling with, and then actually, you know what? My mother-in-law, when we went down to look at her house earlier this year, she rode with us, and let me just tell you, I left at 4 o'clock in the morning, and it took me 12 and a half hours to get down to Florida. I was moving. We stopped like twice. Yeah. It was a good time. So Laura, where is home for you? You said you can fly back home in like 5 hours. Sean says, what up, what up? How you doing this evening? So, I'm on my last leg, so I broke out the candy. I got 10 more minutes. I want to try and finish. If I wasn't late, Kent, I know, I would be done in 5 more minutes. But, you know, stuff happens. I am out. Sean, how's it going, man? How are things with you? Hey, listen, if you have not already hit that thumbs up button for me, I'd greatly appreciate it if you could go ahead and hit that thumbs up. I know we are about to sign off, or I am about to sign off. Oh crap. Here's my work phone. I will get you guys tomorrow's video if I could. Crap. Mm-hmm. My videos. Tomorrow's video is a short one. Copy link. Let's do it live. Yeah, where are my videos? Oh man, where is the library? Oh man. Where the heck is the... There we go. Where the heck is the... Alright. There is the video for tomorrow. Okay. I missed the entire thing, but I'll catch it on the replay. Well, thank you, Sean. I appreciate that, man. You know, in the beginning, we talked about things that people do for cooking for family versus cooking for hire. You know, it was a kind of chill discussion. Siren, how you doing this evening, man? It's been a minute. Nothing much, man. What's going on with you? He says, what's going on? Chilling, man, chilling. I am about to head out. I am done. Been up early. I've been up since 4:15 this morning. Went to work. Came home. Had to handle some business. And I am ready for bed. So, Bancroft from Alberta. What's up, Darren? Good luck with your cook tonight. If you've never had these Laffy Taffy Laugh Bites, they are the absolute best candy. Should I be eating candy? Nope. Guess what? Anyway, Terry says, Thyron getting cooks lined up. Yes, indeed. Let's get nailed out. Yeah. All right, guys, I am done. I'm going to go ahead and end it. I just want to say thank you guys so very much. And let me go ahead. I'm going to paste the video for tomorrow once again. It's the one time my work phone comes in handy when I have to put stuff in the YouTube video. Anyway, guys, thank you so very much. Really appreciate you guys being here, hanging out. Check out the video for tomorrow. Yeah, Derwin's is cool. Thank you for your time, man. Nah, we look like I said, we just hang out, shoot the breeze. Definitely. Steven says later taters. Have a great evening. Have a great rest of the week and upcoming weekend. Stay safe and be good, people. Be good. Why you gotta include stuff like that, man? Be good. Who wants to be good? Jimmy says, night, guys. Have a great night. See you, Dash. Yes. Church says, who's live next week? Who's live next? Sorry. I don't know. But I'm going to bed. Good night, guys. Thank you. I'll see you next week. On location.